An unfortunate incident happened in the city of Port Harcourt in Wisdom Gate School where an infant died. And it was it's a pitiable situation. You're welcome to the Unscripted School podcast, the best podcast in Port Harcourt. My name is Chijoke and I'm your host. I'm here with...
Sensation.
So, the main story about the whole incident, we have a guest here today that's going to tell us how everything went and the current situation of the issue. Please, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me here.
Kindly introduce yourself, sir.
Okay, my name is Chetan Thierry Mwala.
Okay.
I'm actually a human rights activist and also a lawyer.
What actually happened?
Okay, on the 17th of March 2026, a parent, being the family of Dr. Akekwe, took their child, 2-year-old toddler, to school, who happens to be a pupil at Wisdom Gate International School, Elibolo. So they took their child to school, dropped off their child for the normal school's day's work. At about 3 p.m. or thereabout, the mother was called and informed that an incident had happened in school. An incident had happened in school. Now, she was like, what that involves their child? She was like, what really is that incident? The head teacher informed her that a book fell on her child and hit her child on the mouth, and the child is bleeding. That they've taken her to the first hospital could not manage the situation. According to the mother, she further asked her and said that, is my child alive? The head teacher immediately rebuffed and said, why would you be saying such a thing? That the child is alive, that they are going to UPTH at the time. So she called her husband, informing her husband of the situation. Immediately they started running down to UPTH. On getting to UPTH, they saw everybody in the school, the teachers, the minders, the owner of the school. It was a huge crowd. And they also saw their lifeless child lying on the bench. The child had died. It was at that point that the owner of the school is now saying that what killed the child was that a bookshelf that was on the wall in the class, a bookshelf hung on the wall in the class. The child was sleeping. They laid the child under the bookshelf. The bookshelf fell and killed the child. Now, when they said that, the parents could not bear the conflicting stories. First, you said it was a book that fell on the child. Now you're saying it's a bookshelf. Okay. At that point, the school started to reach out to different persons, to reach out to the parents, even reaching out to the boss of the father of the girl. And they were talking at the spot. We're talking to the parents to forget about the matter, see how they can bury the child, and all that and all that.
That particular day.
Not that day, that moment. That moment. So it shows how insensitive these guys have been. Now it didn't end at that point. The father immediately called my colleague and informed him about the situation. So we said, okay, let's make an entry. My colleague made an entry at the police station, Rumokoro police station precisely. After making the entry, they moved the police from... At that point now, the school has now gotten themselves involved. They moved the police from the police station and went down to the school to check what happened, to see the scene of crime. When they got to the school, they discovered that the school has cleaned the blood on the ground, cleaned the mat, removed the bookshelf from where it was, cleaned the bookshelf, removed it, and took it somewhere they hid it. Now, tampering with the evidence in the scene of crime. The police did their own jamboree investigation and all that. They returned back to the to the police station. On getting to the police station, we now had a situation where a magistrate came to the police station because the minders, the teacher, they were all arrested by the Rumokoro police. But the magistrate came, intervened, and the Rumokoro police station released those people that same day. All these things I'm saying to you happened that same day. Release them. At that point, we lost confidence in the Rumokoro position that these guys cannot be straightforward in dealing with this issue. Police, instead of investigating what has happened and taking necessary action, what did the police do? The police decided to go ahead to ask family that we should try and settle and all that and all that. Settle for a child who just died. Like it's not even up to 1 week, it's not even up to 1 day, it's not up to 24 hours. We are talking about settlement instead of telling them what really happened. Now, eventually, at that point, we wrote to the police telling them that we are no longer interested in them investigating the matter. They should move the matter to state CID. The matter was moved to state CID. It's been almost 1 month now, or 3 weeks plus, that this whole incident happened. The state CID has been having lots of back and forth. Come today, come tomorrow, and there has been this AIG, right from Urokoro Station, who has been calling, trying to make sure that this matter does not go to court or does not see the light of the day. And the school themselves have also been arrogant in dealing with the issue. They've been seriously arrogant in dealing with this issue because, why do I say so? The school have continued to use undue influence on the family by sending influential persons within the community of these parents. They reached out to very senior professors. They reached out to who are also from Ogoni, because Mr. Akekwe, Dr. Akekwe is from Ogoni. They reached out to traditional rulers to talk to the parents, and we said, no, these persons just lost their child. They are grieving, and you're now pinching them against very influential persons within their community, including the bishop. They reached out to the bishop, and we are saying, you don't do this. You would allow the family grieve, and what the family wants to know is what happened to our child. How did our child die? But in their wisdom, they are not willing to give that information. They're not ready to tell the family. Instead, they want to bully them. They want to do everything possible and to kill the matter. And we said, you cannot kill this matter. Until we took the matter public last week, that the school issued out a statement. First of all, they issued one very flimsy nonsense statement. When we raised up concern over the statement, they issued a second statement again on the same subject matter. So the school has continued to show irresponsibility in handling of this particular matter, and the parents have continued to grieve. You need to see the pains, and it's a very unfortunate situation, because how do you wake up in the morning? You wake up in the morning, bathe your child, prepare your child, take your child to school, drop the child off at school, and somebody is now calling you to tell you that, an incident happened, book fell on your child. Now 7 book of Moses. It's madness. It's madness. And the way they have continued to handle the situation has been the case. For us, we have continued to insist and said, no, this matter cannot go under, we cannot throw it under the bus. We must continue to push it. We must continue to make sure that we get result out of it. It's a sad situation. And the police must actually take necessary action. Prosecute them. But let me tell you the game the police is playing. There's something called in law vicarious liability. If I give you my child to take care of, and for whatever reason, you employed someone else to assist you in that job, if anything happens to my child, I cannot hold that person liable. You are the person I must first of all hold liable. You're vicariously liable for the actions of those persons. But because the minders are poor people, the teachers are poor people, what they have done is that they have continued to exonerate the owners of the school and are now focusing on the teachers and minders. And we have said no, that the owners of the school has to also be responsible. You also have to involve them. You can't completely exonerate them from this whole thing. It's madness if you do that. We won't allow you to do that. We won't allow you to throw the poor people under the bus, and because the man is rich and powerful, you feel that you can get away with it. No, we will not allow such a thing happen. And that has been our stand and situation of the whole incident.
Thank you very much. Are you trying to say that the Rivers State Police Command is actually trying to cover up the whole thing with what you're saying?
Let me tell you something. We have been to the police on several occasions. The police said, in the last meeting, the police was not even happy with the fact that we went public with the matter. And I've been asking myself, why are you uncomfortable with the public knowing about this said matter? Yes, the investigations are ongoing. It's been going up to, by the end of this week now, it's going to be a month. And yet we are yet to get the necessary result from the whole thing. You are yet to carry out, prosecution. And every day you are telling us you're investigating it. Oh, the last time we went, they said they are moving the file to legal for advice and all that. If this had to do with, if this situation was turned around, and that the child who died was somebody powerful in this society, by now they would have prosecuted. But because they feel that they can dilly-dally the entire situation, and that's why we are angry. And we are even saying that move this matter, take it to DPP for advice, to the Department of Prosecution, Public Prosecution, for advice, so that they can prosecute this matter.
Are you even sure the Commissioner of Police knows about this issue?
Well, there is nobody who is within Rivers State that does not know about this matter, unless the person wants to feign ignorance, because the matter has gotten virality within the public. It has been on the radio, it has been on television, it has been on social media. So if the commissioner says for whatever reason that he's not aware, maybe I would just say he's feigning ignorance.
So from this particular situation and from this particular issue, it means that every student in that Wisdom Gate school, Elibolo, their lives are at risk.
Exactly what we are saying.
Your children can actually go to school and they call you and something happens, and the so-called owner of the school, most influential man, most very rich man, will not even try to be human enough to say, okay, this one, why are you lying? If it's an accident, why are they lying? Why are you covering it? Why don't you sit down? Okay, allow the family to grieve. You're now compressing the whole situation because say you get money, and you want to put it now to the minders. They are the ones. Are they not working for you? Are they not actually working for you? So it's just that parents of the school should actually get up, because it can be your child tomorrow.
Let me shock you before on that. Let me shock you. The school, as we speak today, does not have what they call PTA. Because normally in situations like this, you expect PTA to rise up to defend their parents, a parent who has lost a child. But the school does not have PTA. So who will defend them? This morning they have sent out a notice informing parents that the school is going to resume on the 20th. We are waiting for them to resume. Because before you can open up that school, first of all, you must do what they call risk assessment of the facility. There must be risk assessment. You must assess the facility first of all, know that the facility is good enough for students and for children to use. You must do this assessment. So you just want to rush and open
and make your money.
No, the truth is that they have always been interested in the name, protecting the name of the school. Right. Not whether not whether somebody is dying or anything is happening over there.
My question is, I heard that an autopsy was done on the child. So why is the autopsy result not released to the parents?
Now, we raised up that particular question. The police has asked us, initially they were dilly-dallying on the issue, but when this matter came public, they have asked us to apply for the autopsy result, which we have done. So that if they showed us the autopsy the other day and said that the copy is available, if we apply, they are going to give it to us. We said, okay, no problem. We have applied for it. We are hoping that within the next couple of days, they will release it to us. But if they don't release it to us too, there's also no problems. Because we know what we are going to do eventually.
But see, let me come in. See, whether there's autopsy or not, this infant died in that school. Accident or no accident. My problem is, why are parents, irrespective of whether you have PTA or not, they are supposed to be like maybe 5-6 parents come together and say, come, what actually happened? You understand? They are feeling like, okay, now the name of the school is actually what is very, very important to them than the life of that child. How are we sure that such things have not occurred before in that school and they've actually covered it up?
You're not even talking about the severe matters. The severe matter is a school as big as Wisdom Gate is supposed to have CCTV camera in every room. That's the first thing that they need to question the owner of the school for. Secondly, what is a creche classroom doing that they cannot have a place where students or pupils can sleep? Why is a child being placed under a bookshelf? That's neglect on the school side. Secondly, a bookshelf doesn't just fall.
It has been given signs.
There are signs. You will be seeing the signs and you're just overlooking it because it's not important. So why have the school not come out to own up their mistake, accept that they neglected in so many ways, and at least find a common ground on how to resolve the issues and understand the pain that the parents are going through. You need to see the press this thing they released, the barrister, I don't know his name, on the news, what he was saying, and the police is on the matter, everybody should be quiet. That is a very nonsense, and there is no form of emotions, empathy,
Nothing.
in that thing he was saying.
And the lawyer will tell you he's doing his job. But the fact is, there's something about private schools that we should understand in Rivers State.
Sorry, let me, before you complete that your thought. That person you're calling the lawyer is the son of the owner of the school.
Okay.
So he's a son of the owner. That person you're referring to. He is a son of the owner of the school.
Now
So it is
I
their family
understand
business.
why.
Okay.
So they will come out to defend their family anyhow they can.
Okay.
Now I understand why he.
You see, any private school that there is no functional PTA is a death trap. Because let me tell you, if there's PTA in that school, one way or the other, the parents will be going through maybe the day of PTA meeting. They might decide to take a tour around the school. Show me my child's class. Show me and they'll be like, why is this thing here? Somebody that's into safety, maybe a parent, will just come and say, why is this cupboard or whatever bookshelf on top here? Why don't you keep it on the ground? But the first thing private schools do is to scrap PTA. Once you scrap PTA, they do whatever they want. They are not under any sort of control. They are not under any sort of watch. But this particular issue now, I don't believe that the Commissioner of Police, if I say the command, has not actually done. That school is not even supposed to open at all.
At all.
Let's say the truth as it is. With the way things are going, with the way the owner of the school is taking it. Because if it's me, my child, I drop my child in school, it's going to be a very disastrous thing. You're pushing the police front and back, okay, maybe because you have powers over the police. Highest, they should not push they should actually find a way to take it to Abuja.
Now let me read a notice sent out this morning. They said, esteemed parents or guidance from the school management, 13th April 2023. Resumption of school activities. We wish to inform you that the school will resume academic activities on Monday, 20th April 2026. Please be assured that school activities will continue alongside ongoing engagement with the relevant authorities concerning the matter currently under review. The management remains deeply empathetic to the concerns of parents and guardians and continues to prioritize safety, welfare, and well-being of all pupils. In this regard, additional security measures have been put in place to ensure safe and conducive learning environments. We appreciate your continued understanding, cooperation, and in confidence in the school. Now, let me tell you something. You're saying that additional security measures have been put in place.
To stop any protest.
Was it security measures was
Killed
it
the
insecurity
child.
that killed the child?
Exactly.
That you're going to put in security measures. Now tell me, what is the concern of security? We complain about security. We are talking about your facility. You're talking about security. Maybe they are afraid that we'll come to protest and all
That's
well, if it takes us to do that, we'll do it. And nobody will stop us. If it takes us to do that, we'll do it. If it takes us to do that, we'll do it.
But there's just one solution to this thing.
So you are now, see, it is not a difficult thing. The parents are not difficult people. Their child has died. They are grieving. All they want you to do is simple. Own up to the fact that this is our mistake. We take responsibility for this. That's all they're asking for. That we take full responsibility for this. We are sorry about it. But no, the school is not willing to take responsibility because taking responsibility will hamper the name of the school.
True.
So they are interested in protecting the school. Now, instead of looking for a way to fix their facility, they are now telling us that they are putting in security measures. So what will the security do?
To stop you from protesting.
The owner of the school, it goes to show that I heard he's a pastor. It goes to show that he's not empathetic.
Wait, you say what?
He's a pastor.
It's not pastor in reading.
Lisa, what's his name?
Wole is it Wole or B Toya or yeah.
So what is he teaching his congregation, his members that go to his church? If something as bad as this happened in your school and you cannot come out as the owner of the school and make a empathetic video or send a message across to the the parents, the victim of the parents, or the parents child, and tell them that you are sorry, because no matter how you see it, it's your fault. It's your organization. You are the owner, so you need to be held accountable for certain things like this.
Pastor, pikin die for your school. Pikin die for your school, and the fact that he's a pastor is what is getting me. Is shaking me right now. Pikin die for your school. Is it that you don't know how to make peace as a pastor of a so-called church? That somebody died in your school, you know how to talk to the police, you know how to talk to people, to all the political leaders in their whole villages, but you don't know how to drive straight to the parents' house and do an apology and try to make ends meet and not allow this thing come out in public. There's always a simple thing to this thing. It's just the nonchalancy of the parents in that school. Because if the parents stand up and tell themselves no, I don't think that school will open on the 20th.
True.
Yes, because if the parents come out and say this thing can happen to my child, whether you see, a child can just be walking and fall from and wherever it is, and then they will cover it. You as the parent, you're there sitting down and feel like it's not your business. It cannot happen to you.
You know, there is a lady who commented under one of my posts. She said she's the parent in that school. She gave a detailed analysis of what happened to her child in that same school. That somehow she sent her child to school hale and hearty. As children would always play. They wouldn't attempt things that you would not expect them to attempt. So the child somehow, in course of his activities with students, according to the school, the statement, broke his hands. He was preparing for his junior work. He broke his hands. What did the school do? The school called her and said, your child has broken his hand. Please come and carry him. The woman said she asked them to get somebody to bring him out to the gate so that she can send the driver to pick the child. That when they got there, the school did not give the child any form of first aid, nothing. No form of first aid. This same school
PTA
is still there. The comment is still there. Did not give the child any form of first aid. Rather, what the school did was, she now took her child back home. When she took her child back home, they started treating the hands, and that hand took them, for one term, the child did not resume school. She now said, okay, no problems. Let me try and prepare my child for the is it junior WAEC, and is it junior WAEC common interest for one of them. Now, by the time the exam, since it's an external exams, we have registered already, the child will go and write. Now, this child, the parents went back to school for the child to go and write. The school management said, no, the child cannot write that external exam, that the child must first of all pay the school fees for the term he missed. So, for them, what they are interested in is just the money. What they are interested in is the reputation of the school, not whether there is any form of welfare or the children are okay and all that. And you see this, you're talking about parents. The truth of the matter is, there's this adage we have. Say, when you see stay and carry dead body, you go think say na wood then carry. Until now your person they inside them. So, when you are not a victim, there is a sense in which you feel free. You think that anything can happen until you are the victim. And in this case, this person is suffering. It could be your child.
Sure.
That is why we are even voicing out. That's why we are concerned about it. And parents must also join in this demand.
Parents of Wisdom Gate Elibolo.
Not just Elibolo.
Parents
Wisdom Gate as a whole.
From this last testimony now, it means that things have been happening. Just because maybe they don't have the voice to come out and talk or say, let me just leave them like that. But this particular one should tell every parent of that school, it can happen to you. And Oga Pastor, the owner of that, or the owner of Wisdom Gate, I think you are an embarrassment to the Christian body. For this thing to have seen the limelight, number one, your office as a pastor, it doesn't mean you cannot just do as the Lord Jesus Christ will do in such situation. You're trying to show power, your affluence, the children that you have that are lawyers that will be able to cover up the debt of an infant.
Of a child.
Imagine that your child, you gave birth to that child that's a lawyer, and at that age he passed on. What will you do? You're there playing politics, trying to bribe people you're not supposed to bribe, all in the name of you want to protect the name of your school. Parents, I call on you. You are the only solution. You are the only solution, and you will bring an end to this thing in that school. And this should serve as a deterrent to other schools that don't have PTA. This thing stems from, if you check, schools that don't often have these regular PTA meetings where parents will come out. You even know the parents that both of you, their children are attending the same school, but that one they don't, so that they can easily cover it up. Because this type of thing, he will just take it to the chairman of the PTA. You just write to the chairman of the PTA, and from there, because there should be a court injunction not allowing that school to open. And when it comes from the PTA, already you know that it's going to happen. But now the pastor is a professional in covering things up because of the money he has.
From what you said there, I have it in my spirit that the first hospital they went to, I feel like they are looking for a cheaper measure. Because if they took the child to the first hospital, there's something the doctor would have done.
No, that first hospital, the child has already died.
He's already dead.
Yes. The
Lord
child had died
of Jesus.
before they took the child to the hospital. In short, the father is a medical doctor. The father of the child is a medical doctor, and he said that when this thing happened, you should have called. He said when I saw the child looks like someone who had died 3 hours ago.
The father of the deceased is a medical doctor.
Yeah,
yes.
Then you should have called me when the incident happened. If the child was even alive when you saw him, when you saw her, so you should have called. I would have known what to do tell you what to do in the circumstance.
True.
But it simply means that they kept the child there, went outside the class, were doing their thing, only to come back and discover that the child is dead with this thing on top of the child.
Or they now brought out the child was still there, they say, leave him, go there, okay.
Sir, my question is, the magistrate that got himself or herself involved in this criminal case, is the person arrested?
No, they don't. No. You know, there are ways we deal with it's issues of that magnitude. For me, I don't like gathering too many problems at the same time. Okay. We'll take it step by step. Let us deal with the school first. When we are done with the school activities, we will now, of course, magistrates are under authority. We will now petition the magistrate and report the matter. Let the magistrate come and explain her role in that circumstance.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. It's not a big deal. We are not against anybody. We are not fighting against anybody. But come and tell us your role. You don't have. And the magistrate, for goodness sake, is even a parent in that school. And a family friend, according to what the son told me, that the magistrate is their family friend. So,
okay, sir, at this particular point, and rounding up, what do you need? What does the parent need? What do you need?
The parent, the first day I met with the parent, I asked them one question. What do you want? They said they want justice. I asked, what does justice mean to you? They said they first of all want to know how their child died, what killed their child. Because all these stories is not adding up. Okay. Secondly, they want those involved, those whose actions have actually shown this negligence. Because this is clear-cut negligence.
Yes.
That has led to the death of the child. Because somebody who had the duty of care and failed in his duty of care. That they want these persons who are actually involved to be arrested and prosecuted. That's what the parents are asking for. Nothing more, nothing less.
That all.
Simple.
Okay, at this particular time, Oga Pastor of owner of Wisdom Gate School, you've heard the lawyer, the person in charge of it, the frontline person in charge of it. You will do according to how they have said, or else we will continue posting and letting the whole world know how ill your school is. And parents of this school, you have heard everything. It can actually be your child. We urge all parents, start sending messages, start sending reports, start reposting, start sharing, start liking, so that this issue will be properly addressed and no other issue of this sort will come up. At this particular point, we've come to the end of this episode. We thank everybody for listening. Please, we urge you to like, share, and subscribe to our social media channels. Thank you very much, sir, for
coming. For having me.
Yeah, and thank you very much, my dear co-host. The matter tire us. Thank you very much. See you on the next one.